Joined on the Domino's post-game report by Carson-Newman women's basketball coach Mike Mincey after Carson-Newman wins it by a final tally of 88-72. And, Coach, I was just talking to Addison about this. So, Weird game because it seemed like there in the first quarter you were getting ready to push it out to 10, 12, 15. Well, Georgia College comes back. Then in the second quarter, it looks like the same kind of deal. You're getting ready to push it out again. It didn't take until the fourth quarter until you guys were able to get that lead up to 27.
Right.
Why weren't you able early on in the game to continue and get that consistency?
Well, in the first half, it was missed layups. It was all about the bunnies. You know, we got off to a decent start, and you know, people are going to make shots out of the press occasionally and get some looks, whatever. But you know, a lot of times when we continue to score, that's what puts the pressure on the other team to try to keep up with that. And when you're missing layups, like I said, I told it at halftime, those are energy givers to them. It drains us because that's a bunny that you should have, 2 on the board for us. And then it never fails. They're going to come down and they get something. And so it was like 26-16 us, then they tied it up. We call timeout, then we go on a 10-0 run. Then all of a sudden they come back and tie it up. And it all, in my opinion, it had everything to do with the fact that we were missing shots around the rim. Then we had 2 straight turnovers toward the end. I thought the first half was just terrible. It was awful. It was terrible, man. I didn't even want to go in the locker room, but we did, and they came out, and the third quarter was better, you know, but we never could get away from them. You know, credit to Georgia College. They kept fighting and doing a good job against the press and handling it, making some shots, but like you said, in the fourth quarter, the process kind of played out. Micah played a phenomenal second half. I don't know how much she had in the second half, but, you know, she made a lot of shots there. Bird had a good second half, putting the ball in the basket, and but I hate how we ended the game. You know, that's stuff I can't deal with, man. I just can't take it. And we're college basketball players. We're 1 through 14, 15. We got 1 at home. We can play a lot better than we did that last 3 or 4 minutes. It's terrible, terrible.
So you mentioned that big 3. Kayla Marisites, Addison Bird, Micah Westergo combined 24 for 38. They have 61 points. When they check off the floor, those 3 are outscoring Georgia College 61-59 when they come off the floor.
Right.
What do you see from those 3 getting things rocking and rolling pretty much throughout the game?
Well, for one, they're really good basketball players. I'm a very lucky coach to where, you know, not that they bail me out, but to where Micah makes a tough shot or Kayla's getting around. I mean, Kayla had a double-double night, 14 points and 10 boards. And, you know, Bird, like I heard Bird tell you, you know, she just kind of trusts the process of hard work, and she plays really hard. I think she's very skilled, but her effort a lot of times leads into big rebounds and scoring on this end. You know, I don't know if that's a career high for her tonight. But 16-7 as a sophomore for somebody that didn't get to play a ton last year, you know, that's really good for her. And I'm happy that, you know, she came in here to play. Of course, she scored, the first 6 of the game. But the kids, you know, they really came out the third quarter, especially that upper-level group, the starters in particular. You know, they kind of pushed that thing out there and gave us a little bit of cushion. And then the second group that came in, they played pretty well tonight too. You know, but then, you know, when our freshmen came out, whether they're out of position or whatever, that has to be a lot better, and that's something that we'll continue to work on.
So in this game, in the fourth quarter, I think you have a 14-0 run, 17-3 to start the fourth quarter.
Right.
When your offense gets flowing like that, how do you make sure that that's how the team is able to flow at all times? I think defense may have started a lot of that in the fourth quarter.
Well, it was. I think our defensive intensity came out in the third quarter was much better, especially out of the press. And I think when we see the ball go through the basket, like I said, it just kind of feeds us. And there was a point there, I think it was in the third actually, that we got a couple of turnovers and turned them into layups, and you could kind of feel your opponent like, oh, we got to throw the ball back in bounds kind of thing. And we were kind of on a roll at that point, and then, but, you know, they got down there and they made some more shots and cut it to whatever it was, you know, got it back down to 16, 17 points. But then you came out in the fourth quarter. In the fourth, I think we started getting really easy buckets, you know, just stuff right there in front of the rim, whether it be from Bird, throwing it into Micah, letting her have a little hook shot. And I think that was a fatigue factor with Georgia College. But, you know, did we play well? I don't think we played well at all. I think out of the 3 games we've played, you know, I think we've probably played about 25 minutes of good basketball in all 3 games combined. You know, there's just been stretches of where if we're supposed to be that good, we can't play those stretches because I know what that gets you down the road, especially when you start playing, you know, upper-level teams, man, that's going to turn into losses. And so we got to clean it up, and we got to clean it up in a hurry because we play a really good team tomorrow night.
Coach, appreciate the time. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you, Mike.
It's Carson-Newman women's basketball coach Mike Mincey.